everyone, and welcome to my newly started channel. My name's Anna, and for my very first video I am going to show you my works in progresses and my completed images. I have a very big pile, so big that I was shocked at how many works in progresses I actually have. So anyways, let's get started. First of all, I have the 2019 Kelly O'Gorman calendar, where I have finished January, and as you can see, it is very glittery. I used stickles on it because who doesn't love some stickles? And then next we have Summer Nights, where I have a few completed pictures. This one, not really that keen on it. However, it's done. I like the clock and the flowers itself. I just don't like what I did with my background. But it can't be fixed now, so I'll just have to live with it. Next we have my little crystal owl, which I really liked doing this picture. Plain black background. I did the fairy wings from Sammy over at Colour and Chat with Sammy on my crystals, and I just really like it. And then next I have both these pages done. This one is a bit metallic-y. I don't know if you can pick that up in the camera there. And then this one, I followed a tutorial of someone. However, because it was done so long ago, I can't remember whose tutorial it was. I think it might be Julie Booth, but I'm not sure. So don't take my word for it. Next we have Smecca Skrinnet. Don't judge me if I have said that wrong. I think it translates to jewellery box, and I've only done one picture in this, which was this lovely little beetle. And I tried something new with the background. Rather than colouring the whole thing in black, I did a strip right through the middle. Another one I really enjoyed colouring in. It also has some glitter on it and some metallics, but again, hard to pick up in the light. I also, again, on the crystal or the gem inside the bug, I did Sammy's fairy wings idea. And next we have Daydreams, another by Hannah Carlson. I've done a few in this book. Went with a completely different colour scheme to what I would normally do on this one. I really liked the bright green, and I also really liked this colour, which I can't remember what colour that was, but never mind. I've also done this one in this book, which I also really like. Wasn't too keen on my background again, however there is glitter, but because I've done this so long ago, I think it's nearly all just disappeared. And finally in this book we have this image, which I coloured in for colouring for Katrine. I used colours that I thought were suitable, the colours that she liked to use when colouring images. This book was also one of her favourites from what I gathered. So yes, another picture complete in this book, and that is all. My next book is Karovny Lahodnosti by Klara Markova. I have done one picture in this book, but I really wish that I could come back and do another picture. I really like the way this came out. I used Suri style, I think it was, for the majority of the picture. The background sky, I used Holbein pastels. I also used those for the grasses at the bottom here. I tried on this one to make the wings a bit transparent, but then I kind of mucked up, so I just did a bit of other colours amongst it. And that's all from that book. Next I have Animal Kingdom by Millie Marotta. I got all of these books from, I think it was Aldi. They were selling them for £2 or £3.99 per book, so I thought, why not? I'll get them all. And so far I coloured only one picture in this book, but I absolutely love it. All my colours, purples, turquoises, blues, really nice. But again, I really need to come back to this book. Next we have Mandala Magic by Pegasus Colouring. I think I didn't pay for this book. I think I was given it to give an honest review, and I really enjoyed it, and I coloured a few in this. I used only glitter gel pens in this book. I don't know if you can pick up the glitter in the light. I used Sakura Stardust Jelly Roll and also Amazer pens, glitter pens, which I really like how the colours come out. You get a good range of colours, quite a few more colours than what you would get in most sets. So I completed this one again in my sorts of colours, and this one again. And it's a good job that the pages are black backed, because the glitter goes absolutely everywhere, but it makes the page just stand out, and it is just beautiful. So next I have the Garden of Eden Art Therapy book. This was part of a subscription. I got the first book for 99p, but then I think the price of the book went up considerably too much, and I thought for the images that were inside the book I wasn't going to keep my subscription. So this page was just an absolute no thinking, just put colour to paper. I think I used my Prismacolors. As you can tell, there is no good blending on this page. It really was just mindless colouring, and to be perfectly honest, I don't like it, but I'm keeping the book because there are some other nice pages inside. Next we have another book from Pegasus. This one is An Enchanted World, another book that I received for an honest review. And I coloured this page in, which I thought was a lovely page. I used many different mediums on this page: coloured pencils, Posca pen, watercolours, gel pens. I think the only thing I didn't use was markers. Yep, because at the time I didn't own any. Another book that I really like the images inside, however the paper is really thin, and even though the image took the watercolours really well, as you can see from the other page and other pages throughout, it doesn't really take the watercolors very well. So a book like this, I would strictly stick to markers you could use if you put paper between or something to stop it bleeding through, coloured pencils and gel pens, but I would stay away from watercolours. Right, next we have this beautiful book from Marlon Tennyson, Wings and Fins. Absolutely love this book. Don't know why I haven't coloured any more than this one page. I used pencils and I think it was Wink of Stella. I've got some fine liners for the little dots on our wings. I've used a Posca pen to go around the outline of the wings. I didn't put a background on this because I honestly didn't know what background to do and I didn't want to spoil it. But yes, definitely want to come back to that book. Next I have Enchanted Forest. This was my first ever colouring book and I haven't done that many pictures. As you can see, I have only done 4. However, I do like the book. I spoiled the very first page, the title page, by using it as a tester page for colours and different types of pencils. I think I've used Prismacolors, Sudi Styles and Polychromos in this book. However, I don't think the Sudi Styles work very well in this book because they are a hard pencil and it comes out rather scratchy. Anyways, let's get to the pages I've completed. This owl I did as a challenge. I can't remember when the challenge was or what the challenge was for. We were given palettes to use and the one I was given was yellow and purple. Don't like how the way it came out. I do like the purple, I just don't like the yellow. However, I did buy another copy of the book, so gladly I can do this page again. Next I have this page. This was the first page I coloured in this book. Absolutely love this page. It took me forever. I did all my blending and I have used a gold metallic gel pen for the pollen in the background, and I stuck an acorn and a little owl on the picture because why not, they are super cute. Next I have this image, which, oh, if I can just get the whole thing in the book, in the frame. Again, I'm not too keen on the background. I used Koh-i-No magic pencils and to be perfectly honest, I don't like them. I also used them on the river itself, but I think I tried with the river just to keep it on one side of the pencil at a time. Again, I have a new book. I could do this again if I wanted to. And lastly in this book I have this image, which again I've used glitter gel pens because I love glitter gel pens. I use them as much as I can. I like some of the colour combos I've done on these leaves. I also used a white Posca pen and a black Posca pen. And that is all from this book. Next I have the Secret Garden Artist's Edition, and I apologise that the whole book does not fit in the frame. I have finished 2 images in this book. The first image is the title page, which I can fit in frame. I went with a Halloween-y kind of colour scheme for this because I coloured it at the time close to Halloween, so I chose oranges and purples and obviously green leaves because why not keep them traditional. And the other page I have coloured in this book, which has come out since colouring it, is this of the 2 hummingbirds. Absolutely love my colour scheme for the hummingbirds and the leaves. Not too keen on how the flowers came out, however I still like it, as purple is my absolute favourite colour, and to be honest I don't think I would change it if I was to have the chance to colour it again. And next we have Johanna's Christmas by Johanna Basford. I've only done 1 picture in this. I did it not Christmas gone, but I think it was Christmas in June, think so, or Christmas in July, whichever one it is, I'm not 100% sure. So anyways, this is my completed page. I went with pink and mint as a colour scheme, and my gingerbread house is more of a chocolatey gingerbread. I then used pastels in the background and just did some white spots using an eraser. I'm not sure if you can see those in the frame, but they are there. I'll get a bit closer, and there you go, you can see them now. One thing I didn't do about this picture, which I'm a bit sad, I might go back and do it, I don't know yet, is I didn't put any glitter on it. So we will know in a future video if I come back and add some glitter, because you'll be the first to know. Next I have is Romantic Country, the first tale. I've only again done 1 picture in this book, and it took me about 2 weeks. I really like the colour scheme that I used. I'll do one side first and then. So yes, I did blue and mint flowers to match the roof of my mansion, and the little flowers are pink. I did a graduated sky, which again not blended very well, but I'm not sure if that was the paper that I was using. And then I've got my little, what I'm going to call my little bluebird in the top corner there. And again, that is the only picture I have done from this book. Next we have Villain San. Again, 1 picture from this book. It was for a colour along, and quite a few people did the same picture. We just changed whatever colours we wanted to do, and that was this one. And as you can see, I have used glitter because it's fairy wings, and fairy wings need glitter. I love my birds, some more than others. This one was a disaster. Don't ask what I was thinking. This one wasn't much better, but these 4 I am more than happy with. I've put stickle glitter in the middle of my purple flowers. I'm not sure if you can pick that up on the camera, but again, this is the only picture I've done in this book, and I hope to get this side finished at some point. Next we have the first book by Tomislav Tomic, and that is Zemlya Snova. And I have only done the title page in this book, and I went for an Irish theme because I think at the time I coloured this it was around St. Patrick's Day. Really like it. I did as many greens as I could that fit together. I didn't want to use too many because I didn't want to make parts of the picture clash. Again, the only picture I've done in this book, but I definitely hope to come back to it at some point. Next we have Saga Oksagna, which I've not had for very long, but I had to dive right in. And again, I've only done 1 picture in this book, and that is this lovely dragon wrapped around my wooden mansion. I used Coloursoft pencils, luminance pencils, and I think for the rock I used my Prismacolors, but I'm not 100% sure. I did a pastel background, and even though I did blue, it came out a bit brighter than I was expecting, because I was hoping for a darker blue. I have put stars on it anyways. But that is the only picture I've done again from this book. A lot of my books I've only done 1 or 2 pictures in. Next I have Maui Mermaids and Island Whimsy Girls by Hannah Lynn. This was my first Hannah Lynn book, and I was enabled by Sammy over at Colour and Chat with Sammy. She does amazing work with Hannah Lynn's pictures, and I think Hannah Lynn may be in her top 5, but I'm not sure, because so many amazing artists have books out. So again, in this book I did have a marker in. I have done 1 picture. There she is. Oh, that's why it was folded over. I have done 1 picture. Really enjoyed doing this. I used white and black Posca to make her eyes pop. She has stickles on her outfit and in the fire and the flower, and I used Prismacolor pencils to colour this. I tried to give her an ash blonde hair. I'm not sure if it works, but I like it, and it's my picture, so what I say goes. Anyways, moving on. We have the Strangeling Special Colouring Heaven magazine. Again, I've done 1 picture in this. It was a buddy colour over on Facebook. I used my Prismacolor pencils. The paper was absolutely awful in this book. It took me so long to blend the tail, the butterfly wings and her skin. Not too keen on how her hair turned out, but overall with the rest of the picture it really fits, I think. But the brighter lines on her hair were done by a Posca pen, and everything else was Prismacolors. Also, as you can see, I've used white Posca pen on here as well as black, because if I remember, I don't think the butterflies were blacked out. I think it was all left open. So yes. Next I have a file of PDFs. This picture was from Sassy Colouring. I have done a lot of glitter. I don't know if you can see that. Really enjoyed these pictures. I have these 2 as well. As you can see, I got into a swing of using this technique for a lot of crystals or gems. I used gel pens on this image, and I used them for the spots on my leaves, inside the pearls on here, and also the outline of the spider web inside of the dream catcher. I also have this one, which I really enjoyed colouring in, because who does not like Alice in Wonderland? I'm not too keen on the background, but I think it goes. I didn't really want something to overpower the picture itself. This image is from the Disney portrait book, I believe. I coloured along with Sammy, again over at Colour and Chat with Sammy, to complete this image. Really enjoyed it. I did many things that I'd not done before, like using the stencils to do the background over the top of the pastel that I put down. I tried new skin tones, and overall I just really enjoyed colouring this picture, and it took me an awful long time, but it was all worth it. Next I have this picture here by Christine Karen. Again, absolutely loved colouring it in. Was just a simple image just to take my mind off things. Loved the colour scheme that I used. Didn't do much with her hair. That was just one plain colour. No shading, no blending, nothing. But I really like the way that turned out. This image here was another image followed along with Sammy's colour and chat. She was doing hair tutorials, and this was a Galaxy Ombre. I used Prismacolor pencils for it, and when I was finished I used Posca pen to add some little dots here and there, and at the center of each line of dots I put some stickles, and depending on where the dots were on the hair, I just changed the colour of the stickles. And I'm not sure if I want to go back and colour the skin in just so it finishes the picture off. However, I will just wait and see how I feel. Next I have a Micah's Minikins from Mica Jelena. Absolutely love this colour scheme. I have used glitter on her wings and in her bow and on the flames and on her shoes. I went with this colour scheme because it was autumn. I love how her hair turned out. It is the first time I have done a red, deep red hair, and I love how her skin's turned out, and I really just like it. Next I have some more images by Sassy Colouring. These are her mandalas. Love the pattern, love my colour scheme. Really relaxing to do. I also did these two, all using Prismacolor pencils. Love my colour schemes, something a bit different. Again, it was autumn, so I did an autumn themed picture. Next I have this little fella who I named Sven. I tried doing animal fur for him, and also I made fluffy pom-poms and fluffy trims for his hat and the bird's hat. I've used lots of glitter on the baubles, and there is glitter, I don't know if you can see it, on the fluff as well. Then I did this image. Well, I have this image. I'm not sure if I did this before or after Sven, but this is from Kim White of Fox Design Den. Absolutely love the look of this. Love little gingerbread houses. I went with a pastel type theme, and again I have gone glitter crazy because it was Christmas, and who can have Christmas without glitter? So next, again, some more Christmas. These are Christmas tags from Kelly O'Gorman. I did not cut them out and make them as tags. I used my Prismacolors and lots of stickles. Again, super glittery because I love glitter. And as I said just before, who can have Christmas without glitter? This was one of my Advent pictures for the month of December. I kept with a colour scheme for this and two more that I've done. I used my Prismacolors, I used Gansai Tambi watercolour paints, stickles, Wink of Stella, Posca pens, acrylic paint as well, I think, I'm not too sure, but I used quite a lot of things and I love the way this turned out. This is the second one I done. As you can see, it is sticking with the colour scheme of the first one. This does have the Gansai Tambi metallic water paints on. It does have some stickers on, but not a lot, and I don't know if it can be picked up in the camera, but my light bulbs have a bit of Wink of Stella. Next in my file is this image from Bluebell Woods by Laura Rafferty. Love this image. It is super cute. I mean, look at that snail with his iridescent shell. Did some pink mushrooms because why not, and then I did some traditional mushrooms here and here, and then traditional bluebells, although I'm not too sure if that is what a bluebell looks like, but that's how I interpreted it. Next I have this image from the book Koa Maruji. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it. It is an Alice in Wonderland themed image, and I used my metallic gel pens. As you can see, it is very shiny. I used some glitter gel pens here and along here, and the main characters have all been coloured in with my Prismacolors with accents added in gel pens, and I love it. It would still be in the book, but the book fell apart. The same with the Belle picture, which was from Disney Portraits. Next I have this image, also from Disney Portraits. I did this as a colour along with Sammy, again from Colour and Chat with Sammy. Really love this image, and Tangled is one of my favourite Disney films, so it was a real bonus that this sort of image was in the book. Next I have this image. It was a free image by Leslie Smitheringale from her book Forest Fruits. No, sorry, the image is called Forest Fruits from her Fruit Gone book. I did this in April last year, and I love the way the image turned out. However, I did not enjoy colouring this in at all. I thought that the image was too small with a lot of details, and I found it very hard to what's the word? I can't think of it right now, but it was very hard to get the colours and the lay down of the pencils that I wanted. Next I have this image. This was my first ever grayscale image that I coloured. I think she's amazing, to be perfectly honest. I did originally want to make a purple leading down into orange. However, my first attempt at colouring that idea went terribly wrong, so I had to start her again, and I made her orange with purple suckers. And then because green accents both of these colours, I used the green around her as a kind of depth. It makes her look as if she has just come from the shadows of a swamp. But I think even though she is an octopus lady, she is beautiful. The image is called Ocean's Own, and it is by Christine Karen. Next I have this image by Kelly O'Gorman. Really enjoyed colouring this image in. It has the owl and the pussycat. I love my colour scheme. I went a bit different all over. I love her headband, and I love the colour that I did her hair and skin. Next I have this image by Tavleen's Art, also known as Tavleen/Deva. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Sorry if it's not Tavleen. Really enjoyed colouring this image. I used my Prismacolors as I usually do. The cobble background is a marker pen, and the outline of the image and also the centerpiece is a gold metallic gel pen. Next I have my January image from Sassy Colouring. Really enjoyed doing this. The whole thing has a marker base, and then I went over with my Prismacolor. Actually no, I used luminance on this picture, so I went over with my luminance pencils, and I just thought she was absolutely adorable. And not too soon in the future, I shall be colouring in February, because obviously February is literally just round the corner. The same with my Kelly O'Gorman 2019 calendar. I will be colouring in February. My plan this year is to complete one of Kelly O'Gorman's calendars, as over the past 2 years I haven't. Next I have another image by Tavleen's Art. This is from her new book, the Fantastic Elegant Designs Adult Colouring Book. I saw this as a kind of baby blanket, but also with a Valentine's theme, so I went with pastel colours and kept the hearts quite traditional with pinks, adding in other colours like the yellow and the green and the blue. And then I kept it quite neutral around the edges and did goldenrod and peach flowers. I used Posca pens for all the little details on the picture, and again I think it's rather cute. And my last image in this one, which I think has turned out to be not too bad, I try to do a a rising sun, but on a stormy day. Don't think I should have put the blue in. I think it was going really well with the oranges and the yellows until I added in the grey. Absolutely loved colouring in the mermaid. Love these colours. Love my shells, and I also tried something new with the water and the waves, and I thought that really came out well. But then, as I said, added the top and wasn't too keen. Also coloured in my little grey heron there, which I thought was really cute. And that is all I have in this file. Next we have this massive book from Kirby Rosan's. It is his Anamorphia poster book. I have coloured one picture in this book, and it is my first and only Kirby Rosan's image I have done. I was so proud when I finished this. It took me so long. I did a textured background sky. It was supposed to be so it looked as if you were looking into the rest of the forest, but I think for that I should have chosen a different colour. I used acrylic paints for the background, and everything else was in Prismacolors because they are my go-to pencils. Again, as you can see, I have used Fairy Wing Idea for my little gas bubbles. But I really enjoyed it. I love how my owls turned out. Loved how all the little bits turned out. Love the sky. Absolutely love this image, and I will definitely be colouring some more. Next I have this French book by Disney, Les Grands Classiques Art Deco. I've had this book for quite some time. I However, I have only coloured one image in this, and I think it was just to test the paper to see how it was. I used gel pens, glittered ones at that, as you can see. Put it that way, there we go. Glitter gel pens. Good thing about this image is that it is on this side as well. I don't think there are any other images in the book where there are two. So I do have another chance to have a go at colouring this image a different way. But yes, I will definitely come back to this book because there are a couple in this book that I have seen and I really want to colour them in. Next on the pile is a Zen colouring magazine. In this one I have only coloured one image. This is a magazine that I think was only available in the UK. I'm not 100% sure. Someone would have to correct me on that. But I coloured this image in July last year. Again, it is super glittery because these sorts of books I only use my gel pens in. So that is that one image. Next I have this book, which if you know me well, you will know that 2 years ago I had a kidney and pancreas transplant, and I was in hospital for quite some time, and this book was one of my staples to go to just chill out and forget everything, forget I was in hospital, forget I was in pain. This is another book that I have only used gel pens, mainly glitter ones, because when I come to use gel pens, glitter ones are mostly the only ones that I own. I do own other gel pens, but glitter ones are my main thing. As you can see, I have completed a fair amount of pictures in this book, starting with this gorilla. These images are full of patterns, which is why I have used my glitter gel pens, and I think I did an image in pastel gel pens and also an image in neon gel pens. But yes, this is glitter and metallic. And then we will move on to this image. I don't know what all of the animals are called, so I'm not going to attempt to try. But this was all glitter gel pens. This one's next. Again, glitter gel pens. The paper in these, well, this book specifically is very thin. The glitter gel pens bled through onto the back of the image. As you can see on this one, it's bled through. That is not a problem because all of the images in this book are single-sided, and with the type of paper it is, you could use pencils, you could use markers, again putting something on the underside. I wouldn't recommend watercolor pencils or paints because I think the paper would not take it very well. My next image is this cute little fella. Again, glitter gel pens on this one. And then we have this one, which I used neon gel pens. Not really that keen on this one, but at the same time the fella is quite cute. Next we have this guy, which I used my pastels on. I absolutely love him. He is so cute and the colours just really pop. They're so bright, and when I was colouring this in hospital, it really cheered me up because it was so bright. Next I have this one, which I used just my metallics. I tried to do some blending on the eyes, but it didn't go very well, so in the end I just did it separately. And lastly, in this book I have this fella, which is also in metallics. He's super cute, little koala, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing all of these images. Next I have, just sort this out. Next I have this little book. I'm not sure where I got this from. I think this came in a tin with other bits and bobs, and it was a gift for my birthday. Not last year, but the year before. And I've done one picture in this book with Giotto glitter markers. You can see the glitter they weren't very glittery, and the only good side to these is that there was a black within the set. I really like how this turned out though. It's a peacock. I coloured it purple and it's glittery in a way. Next I have a pile of sheets. This one is a letter from Kelly O'Gorman. Really like how this turned out. Pencils blended really well on the paper and it is super cute. This image is from Disney's Love Stories. I did this one in hospital. I mucked her eye up and I had to totally white it out with a Posca pen and redraw it in. I love how Flynn's clothes have turned out, his boots, and Rapunzel's dress and her hair. It was, I think, the first time I had actually done some strands for her hair. I didn't for him because his hair was quite dark, and I used a black glitter gel pen for the spiral throughout the image. This is another dream catcher by Sassy. I played around with some stickles and some stencils and pastels on this one, and the rest is Prismacolors, and I tried to make these look like real feathers. Not sure if it worked, but I really liked how they turned out, so I don't think I would change that. Another image by Sassy. Went a bit crazy with the acrylic paints, so the image has been cut down and trimmed with some washi tape. But I used, as you can see, she is glittery. And I used stickles on here. I used, I tried to do like a midnight galaxy sky. I don't know if I should have used some different colours in there, but I really like how it turned out. I also, on her tail, that is a wink of Stella. I used some marker pens as a base, and I used some Posca pens to add in some details. This is another image from Sassy Colouring. I used a Sakura Stardust clear gel pen for the background, and as you can see, it is super glittery, this page. I try to do some different types of galaxies on this gas because it was magic gas as far as I was concerned. I did this in brown, and I have a blue gem up the top there, and I added all my details with a white Posca pen. Another image from Sassy Colouring. This, I try to blend in some new colours together, which I hadn't done before. I used Dahlia Purple, I think it was, and the silver pencil. I didn't do any shading on the unicorn itself. I don't know why, maybe I just forgot. And I didn't do anything to the pearls, I just left them white. Another image by Sassy Colouring. I think a lot of these ones are. Very cute image. I used an eraser to make the dots in the background. I added a shadow for the little unicorn. These are neon colours, the pink and the yellow. And again, super cute. I think I used gel pens on those bits. Another image by Sassy Colouring, very cute. Don't know what happened with my bubbles, but they don't look too bad. I have added some glittery details around the hair and the tail and her eye. Love my colour scheme, love how this part turned out. Just not sure what happened with the bubbles. Another image by Sassy Colouring, love this. Loved my colour scheme, loved how everything turned out. Bit better with the bubbles, but still not 100% sure of them. And I think I went a bit dark on my jellyfish. But I still like the way she turned out. Another image by Sassy Colouring. I used pastels on the background, Prismacolors on her and the snails and the hearts. Again, there is a lot of shine because I love shimmery things. Another one, I used Prismacolors on the girl and then I used pastels on the background. And same again with this, Prismacolors on the girl, pastels in the background. Another image by Sassy Colouring. I love the way my hair turned out on this, I must admit. Not too keen on my son, and I think I used polychromos. But I really like how the pony's hair turned out. Another attempt at galaxy type backgrounds. Not keen on the backgrounds themselves, but it doesn't look too bad. I do like my dragon. It took me a while to colour him in all different blues and in the separate scales. This image, I did it like a spotlight because she is excuse my French. She is sitting in a shell which is elaborately decorated. She is very pretty. Her eyes I did rather crazy. Yes, and her lips because she is a mermaid, and who knows what mermaids look like. My bubbles look way better this time. So yes, this one was coloured in. I really enjoyed colouring it in. When it was partially coloured, it was chosen for the front cover of Sassy's Halloween book. I was really proud that I got my colouring on a book for everybody to see. And when I do a video later for the collection of my books, which may be in a few different videos because I do have a fair amount of books, I will show you the actual book with my partially coloured image on it. Another image from the Halloween book, I used Prismacolors as I usually do, and the buckle and the outline to the gem in the middle are in metallic. I did a pencil background, I think it was grey lavender. It just gives a kind of aura to the owl, which I thought was really cute. And this is my last PDF finished page in this pile of this little Franken kitty. So I chose purple as his patches because I gave him purple eyes, and his little patchy ear is the same colour as his nose. And I really like how my background came out in my moon, and I love how my pumpkin leaves turned out. So that is those. Next I have World of Anime Special. I think the next books are a mixture of my works in progresses and my completed pages. This is a work in progress. I've only done the skin on her. I do have a plan as to how I'm colouring her in There you go. Quick look there. I will get back to this. I love this book. I love anything to do with anime and that sort of thing. And all of the images in this book are really cute. My next whip is from this book, Serene, by Nicholas F. Chandra-Winata. I have a finished picture in this book, which is this lovely image, which I coloured along again with Sammy from Colour and Chat with Sammy. I didn't do all of the specific colours that she did. I really love how this turned out. I may do the Neo Colour 2 background that Sammy did in her video on her channel, because at the time I did not own Neo Colours. But then again, I do like how it looks just as her on the page, but we'll see. And then you won't see it very well, but this is my work in progress. I did start her, but then I had to take Frank, my lovely black pug, for a walk, and by the time I had got back, Sammy had already finished the face. So I do need to catch up with that. Next I have Gothic Fairy Special, Colouring Heaven. Have not had this book very long, as it's not been out very long, but I did start this lovely lady. I am giving her a monotone grey scheme with a touch of colour. I haven't fully decided on the colour I'm going to do with the greys. However, I do have mint green in mind because I do like it. So yes, that's that one. Next I have Jade Summer's Alice in Wonderland colouring book. I have one works in progress in this book, and it is the first image in the book. I have decided to go with pinks instead of the traditional blue of Alice. I've also given her pink eyes and pink lips. As you can see, I haven't done the shading on very much. I literally only just started this image, and for some reason I didn't get very far in. Maybe because of back pain or hand pain or something like that. But I will get back to finishing this image. Next I have Botanicum by Maria Troll. I have a few finished images in this book and one works in progress. First, when I got this book, I absolutely loved it, and it took the Prismacolors really well. I coloured in the little butterfly at the beginning here, and then I coloured in the little dragon on the other side of the page. I used a mixture of Coloursoft pencils and Prismacolors. Next I have this finished page. This was the first image I coloured in the book. The reason why I chose this image was because, one, I love bees. My nickname of my partner is Bee, and it has just stuck. So if anybody wants to call me by something other than my name, you may call me Bee. I also love fuchsias. They are one of my favourite flowers, and I can't remember what I got the inspiration for the eggs, but they are blue with white and silver spots. I used my pencil, my Prismacolor pencils for the background, with the blender pencil going over the top. My next finished page is this one. I did this last autumn. Loved my pumpkin, loved my bird. Another picture that I thought was really well. I decided to make this a parsnip so it didn't blend in with my pumpkin, because obviously a carrot would be the same colour. And finally in this book, my work in progress is this page, which may take me some time because there are a lot of leaves. So I've decided that this may be a forever whip, but we will see. Next I have the Delicious Doodles collection by Terry Sherman, Book 1, Feminine. finished quite a few in this, and again I have one work in progress. To begin with, I have, sorry if I'm for being in front of the camera there, I have this lady. My idea for this book was that for each image I would pick a colour and use that colour and colours similar to finish each page. Obviously skin colours not included, also black and white. So this theme was orange and yellow. Next I have this lady, which was pinks and purples, mainly purple, so I may very well do a pink image in the book, as you can see, because I did not put protective sheets between images. The colour has imprinted off. However, the colour has stayed very well on this page. My next one is green. I really enjoyed colouring this. I did green lilies, which I've never done before. I think out of all of them, I found this one the hardest to colour. Not entirely sure why. It must just be the colour green, but I do like the colour green. My final finished piece in this is the colour red, which I chose this image because there are roses and most people associate roses as being red. Again, I really enjoyed how this turned out. I did two forms of rose colours, and yes, I really enjoyed it. My work in progress is this. You may not be able to tell this, but I used warm greys on her hair, and that's as far as I got. Again, I'm not sure why I didn't finish colouring this in. Maybe I just decided that I wasn't ready to do an image in warm greys and browns. So yes, next book is Masha's Mandalas. I am so sorry if I am saying your name wrong, but I absolutely love this book. The first time I saw this book was on Jen's channel at Reading with Pugs, I think it's called. And yes, I have a work in progress in this book. I got Le Emouche markers. I have no idea how to pronounce that, and I really wanted to give them a try, and I decided to use this image here to do a marble background. I did the background and I didn't do any more because I wasn't sure if the colour I was going to choose would go with the marble, so I decided to leave it, and I will come back at a later date when I'm sure what colour I'm going to use will work. Next is Fairy Miracles. I have one work in progress in this book, and it was supposed to be done for Clara Markova, which was this month, but I don't think with what time it is right now that I would get it done in time, as right now it is 20 to 6 on the 31st of January. But here it is. I have used Arteza pencils on this. I really like how the colours are turning out. Again, the reason why I've stopped is because I wasn't sure what colours I was going to use. I didn't want everything to clash or to blend as one. So I will definitely come back to this image. My next book is World of Flowers by Johanna Basford. I have one works in progress in this book, and it is the title page, which I will definitely come back to. Again, I think I've used my Arteza pencils, but I'm not 100% sure. Next in line is Peter Pan by Fabiana Atanasio. I have all of her books. Absolutely love the art. This image in this book is going to be a forever works in progress. I love how everything has turned out so far. I have used stickles, I have used Posca pen, I have used midliners, and I love how it's turning out. But again, I've had this page started for a very long time now, but I'm sure I will get it finished. Next in line is Pop Manga. I have one whip in this book, and it was following the ice cream that Sammy did for hers. Again, I got so far, and for some reason I did not get it finished. But I do have the book Sammy referred to for the ice cream, so I definitely will come back and finish this ice cream and this image because these kitties are so cute. My next book is this Chinese book. I'm sorry, I have no idea what this translates into. I have a finished image in this book and a whip. This is the finished image I have. I thoroughly enjoyed colouring this image. I loved how my flowers turned out. Her veil is all glittery. I loved the colours I used. I loved how her skin turned out. However, I did have a very bad experience with her skin. I made her look so sunburnt that she literally looked like a tomato. So I erased the whole thing and started fresh. Her hair I wanted to keep really pale, so I added strands of lilac and pale blue and pale pink. My whip in this book is this lady. I've started her skin. I'm trying to do an olive type skin. I'm not sure if that's how it's coming out. Again, I will get back to her because the images in this book are absolutely beautiful, and she is not the only one I want to colour in. Next, I have Cute Unicorns by Jade Summer. I have finished a few in here, and I have 2 works in progress. My first finished image is this. This book is a book I am doing multimedia pictures. I've used acrylic paint, I have used stickles, I have used marker pens, and I have used pencils. So I have this finished image. I have this finished image. Again, I have used different things. There are some parts where the stickles have come off on the other page and they do need fixing, but I will come back to that and hopefully just make sure that before I close the book that they are well and truly dry. My final finished image in this book is this one. This was the first image I coloured. I love her expression. I love the unicorn's expression, and I tried to just make it really girly, and I used many different pencils and stickles and glitter gel pen as well, and Posca pen. So next I have my 2 whips, which so far I have only just put down a marker base. I have this one and I have this one. This one I don't know if you have seen, but I've based this off of Cadence and Shining Armour from My Little Pony. I hope that when I do eventually come back around to complete this image, maybe around Valentine's Day, because it is a love heart and I really want to get this finished, and I hope that it turns out to reflect Cadence and Shining Armour really well. Ooh, all my tags. So my next book is Tropical Wonderland by Millie Marotta, the deluxe edition. I got this book at a reduced price. I definitely did not pay the full price for this book because I don't think I would have paid the full price. The paper quality in this book is amazing. The cover of the book feels amazing. It's like felt or suede, and it is just really good quality. My whip is this. When I got the book, it was near Christmas, so I thought I would try a mandala in the book in Christmassy colours of green and red. And I have also wrote down my colours for once, because normally I don't, and I don't know what I've used, and when I come back to use it I've had to use something else, and sometimes it doesn't fit well. But this is the only picture I have started in this book. Next I have this book that has no name. I found this book on AliExpress and I thought it was really cute. The images inside are partially coloured. This one, I was trying out my Inktense pencils and I think I did a really good job for my first time. I have not used my Inktense pencils very much, but like all of my mediums, I plan on trying new things more often, and I would also like to come back and get this finished with the black background and colouring in all of the leaves and giving her skin a bit of depth. But yes, I will be finishing this off with Inktense pencils. My next book is this one. Again, I love mandalas. They relax me. I have one finished picture in this book and 3 whips, so I will go to the finished image first, which, like all other mandala images I do, this is done with glitter gel pens, as we can see, because it's super glittery. I love it. I think for this I just went with any old colour scheme, but I really like how it turned out. It's like a carnival. And my whips, I have this one. I can get it. This one in hearts. I've used metallic gel pens for this one. I'm not quite sure why I didn't complete this one. Maybe I just got called away for something else. And then I also have this whip, which I smudged and I was raging. Not sure if I can fix it, but I will definitely come back and try to fix it. And the final whip in this book is this one. I had just got my Holbein pastel set and I wanted to give them a try to see how they blended very well. Obviously I mustn't have used them correctly because they did not blend very well at all, but we will leave it at that. Next I have the 2018 calendar by Kelly O'Gorman. I shall put it this way. I completed January. I was very proud that I had completed January on this calendar because 2017's calendar I never even touched to colour in. I have a whip of July, which I never got finished, but I am keeping to my colour scheme of purple and green because I think when it is finished it will really stand out and look amazing. And the final image I have coloured in this book is my birth month, and that is December, and it is Glitter Glorious. Glitter, 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 because as you've probably gathered by now, I love glitter. So that's that. Next I have one whip in this book, and that is the owl. I have done this side of his eye. I'm going to try and keep him like a snowy owl and then do the clockwork silver when I get back around to doing it, and that is from Bennett Klein's Epic. Next I have this book, Dreamlings 2. I started doing this. I tried to be more delicate with my colours and make the picture look a bit more fantasy. I really like how my mushroom turned out, but for some reason again I stopped and did not come back to it. But I'm sure I definitely will, because I am going to make it a goal this year to finish whips. So this has 2 finished pieces in and 2 whips. It is another Zen colouring magazine. I have this image here which I finished, but I don't like it. But that's fine. We all have our pictures we do and we don't like. I have this work in progress. This was testing some pens I found in my cupboard. I didn't know I had them. Wasn't really that keen on them. I'm not sure if they had just dried out. Probably will not come back to this image. My next finished piece is this. This was done with Sakura Stardust jelly rolls. It is super glittery. The whole image is glitter, 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 and I really like the colours that I've used. And my last piece in here is this, which again I am using glitter gel pens. I started this not too long ago. I just started and then I just did not have the right frame of mind to continue on with it. Next I have another Zen colouring magazine. This has 1 whip in it. This image, which I did the centre and I really liked it, and then I added in the gold on the outside, and I think that it does not go with what I did in the centre with the silver, but it's on now. I will finish this picture because there isn't much left to do, just not at the moment. Next is another Zen colouring. As you can see, I have a lot of whips and finishes in this book. My first whip is this. I don't know if I had got a set of glitter gel pens and I was testing them out, because all I've done is that. I've also realised that I have done it wrong, so maybe that is why I stopped doing this image. Next in this book is a finished picture. I spent so long doing this and I was so proud when it was done. I love the way it comes out. I love the pop of green and purple and even the oranges. Next I have this as a whip. I try to use as many different colour gel pens as I could in glitter. I will finish this, just not at the moment. I just don't feel like it, to be honest. I have a lot going on in my life and some things just don't accommodate my feelings at the moment. This image is another one I completed, all in glitter gel pens. I really like the way it turned out. A lot of green, a lot of blue, well not so much blue I suppose, but a lot of green because there are a lot of leaves, but I do like it. My final whip in this book is this, which is glitter and metallic gel pens. Oh, I have another whip at the back there. I will come back to this. It is going to be quite repetitive, but most pictures in these books are, and when I'm in the right frame of mind I really enjoy doing them. This was my very first finished image in any of my Zen colouring books. I stuck to a colour palette of red, gold and purple. I love the way this turned out. I even contemplated cutting the page out and framing it. And finally, my last whip in this book is this one with neons, and if I remember correctly, I stopped doing it because at the time I didn't like how the neons were looking and I thought I'd made a bad choice. But hey ho, you have to move on. In this book I have a whip and a finished picture. This is my whip. Again, I have used glitter gel pens because it is a super cute book, so why not do it? And it's unicorns and magic, and yes, glitter gel pens fit perfectly. And my finished image in this book is this one. I did this a very long time ago. It was to go with a certain colour palette. Not sure I liked how it turned out at the time, but there you go. I do like how it is now. This book, I think, is, because it's not great shading, I think it's just going to be one of these books that if I'm not feeling in the mood to do anything intricate, I will turn to this. My next book is this book. I'm not sure where I got it from. I think again it was a gift for my birthday 2 years ago. I have this finished image. I did this whilst I was waiting in a waiting room for an appointment at the hospital. I love this image and it may very well get framed to keep it special. I had an accident with this book which also involved my image. I have re-Posca penned the background here. You can't really tell very much, but there are telltale signs, so I may have to go around the whole back again just to make it look all of the same, but for now it can stay like that. And I have this whip in this book. I got the Smiggle glitter markers and Giotto glitter markers. I can't remember which now. I think it was the Giotto glitters, but they did not lay very well. I think I got a bad batch because they all just seemed to be really dry. And the other image I have in this book was a colour along. We got a colour a day. I think it was for 10 days, and this is what I came up with. So that's that one. The next book I have is the third tale in the Romantic Country series. I have a work in progress in this book only, and that is this. I am trying to base it off of the Tetris logo because I think it looks very similar and cool. And that is that on that one. Next, sorry about that, my alarm went off for my tablets. So anyways, carrying on for these last few books, I have Creative Haven Owls colouring book. I did start this image, but as you can see it looks terrible. I may be able to fix it, but who knows, maybe I'll come back to it, maybe I won't, but that is the only image I have tried in that one. My next work in progress is this. If you remember from earlier on, I did the letter M, all girly colours and whatnot, and this time I've tried to do the letter S in girly colours. I really love how my sloth has turned out, and I love the little sheep, and I love how the seal has a sailor's hat on. I will definitely finish this because it is going to be a gift for somebody. My next book is Anamorphia by Kirby Rosans. I have started one image in this book, and that is this lovely fox, and I have done him with green eyes of envy, and I thought I would carry on the green theme amongst the year, but I didn't get very far. I was colouring this with my daughter-to-be. I say daughter-to-be because my partner Ian, it is his daughter, and when we get married she will be my daughter, which I'm excited for. But we were colouring in this together. She has the same book as me, as I managed to get a copy really cheap from The Works, and that's the only one from this book. My next one for works in progress is this. This was a magazine I found in Tesco's, and the only reason I picked it up was for this, but stupid me, I started my image because the competition was you had to colour in your image from the book and post it on their Facebook page. I started it, but I never finished it, so I missed out on a chance to get a box of Faber-Castell Artist Colour pencils in a wooden box. But that's life, we miss out on things and it just happens. And I also started this image. I put a layer down on the skins and I started colouring the flowers, and then I lost interest, to be honest. But I definitely think I'll come back to this one because I love that colour combo. I just wish I could remember what I did, because I have two flowers on the bottom the same. Next I have the Fairies of Water Lily Woods. I have a finished image in this book and I have a works in progress. My finished image is this picture here. This is Dragonflyella. I really enjoyed doing this image. It was my first time doing a different colour skin. I was originally going to do transparent wings, but then I decided that I would just carry on the theme of her hair and her wings and do them opaque. And then my work in progress is this. You might not be able to see it, but I do have her hat started. And I will get back to this image because this is a really lovely book by Leslie Smitheringale. Next I have this Christmas card that I started from Sassy Colouring. It is basically done. I just have the Happy Christmas to finish and some kind of background to do. These are cards, however mine did not print off equally, so I may just cut this out and use it as a topper on another card. And my last book for this video is by Rita Berman, and it is Mein Spaziergang durch die Forsten. Yes, I probably just butchered that. But never mind. So in this book I have a finished piece. This is the third advent calendar that I did for Christmas. Again, I kept the same colour scheme. The page is covered in glitter because, as I've said previously, what's Christmas without glitter? And this page is my whip. I was going to have this done by Boxing Day. However, Christmas Day and Boxing Day were rather busy and I never got it finished. But who's to say I won't have it finished for June or July when we have Christmas again. So thank you very much for watching my video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see some more videos, subscribe to my channel and ring my bell. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Goodbye.